Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley over yonder after a 3-day weekend. Who?
Well, not really. I had a break from this,
Well,
but it's not like I had Friday off.
dude,
I had Friday off from this.
Your life is a day off. Okay.
Oh, jeez, dude.
I
got nose to the grindstone every day.
Yeah.
Even on days where I'm not working, I'm parenting and getting my kicking. Like yesterday,
Yeah.
I had Max out because he's got to get his physical today. He starts he's doing conditioning for football again this week, and then I think practice starts the following week. So I got him out in the rain, chucking balls at him, having him, do the tackling dummies and stuff, and doing this in the rain. And he was bitching about the cold. It's like, dude, it's 65 degrees. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing this in pads in like 80-degree heat, and having to do up downs until you almost dry heave. So suck it up, Buttercup, and get the lead out.
I'm starting to get the feeling you're one of
these soft ass kids.
I'm getting the feeling you're turning into one of those dads.
No, not at all. Because I do it with him.
Now
I do it with him. I don't just. I'm not sitting there spinning a whistle, going, no.
I can see you now. I can just see it now. You go off somewhere in the middle of Podunkville, and you start screaming at the kid, and you're like, "You're gonna succeed. You're gonna win. You're gonna be the man. You're gonna do everything you need to do."
Not at all.
And then if he doesn't perform well in a game, I can see you right there on the sideline waiting to grab him by the face mask. And like, get over here! What's wrong with you?
No.
Your mother and I ain't gonna take this from you.
I am pro coaches. I am pro coaches grabbing kids by the face mask. I still think that's a positive. But no, I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm very encouraging. Although when he drops the ball, you do 10 push-ups. Boom. And that's just what you have to. If focus is a big issue. I even told him. I said, dude, I don't want you playing. Unless you really, really want to play, because you don't F around with. You can just kind of play other sports. With football, you got to be physically and mentally prepared to play,
right?
Or you're gonna get your ass kicked. So I'm like, so this year was different from last year because he didn't decide he wanted to play last year until like a week before practice started. So this summer it was different. He actually was getting up, doing the conditioning stuff, lifting weights. The kid's starting to fill out a little bit. He's still a little thin, but he's putting in the work.
All I can see,
for the most part, I've been proud of him this summer for the effort he's put into it.
All I can see is somewhere about his junior year, he's going to get a Saturday school, and it's going to turn into the Breakfast Club, and he's going to sit there just like Emilio Estevez.
Oh my God!
I can see it now.
We don't tolerate losers in this family.
Yep.
Your intensity's for shit.
Yep, that's okay. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
You're parenting, not mine.
Hey, I screwed around. Kids screwing around. Nothing wrong with that. Except you got caught, sport.
That's right. I can see it now. It's all right. I'll be here.
No.
I'll be here to untangle the kid when the day comes. How's that sound?
He made brownies. He made some pretty tasty brownies the other day, but then he started eating too many. And like I said, okay, that's enough. No more brownies today. That's enough sugar for you for today.
Dude.
So I took the brownies away. Yeah.
There's never enough brownies.
Yes.
No.
And they were good. He did. And I will say this, the other thing he did that I was pretty impressed with, he makes the perfect glass of chocolate milk.
Really?
He figured out the amount of Nesquik you put into the milk. First of all, it's a decent sized glass of milk. And then you take a slightly bigger spoon and you top that off, and then about half a scoop with the next one. And it's not too sweet. It's just sweet enough, but it's not too sweet. And I seriously, the kid can. There's certain things that he can do very, very well.
Right.
And those two, like making brownies, making the perfect glass of chocolate related things, he does really.
Okay.
He's kind of figured out.
I still think he'll be in a shrink's office by the time he's in the 11th grade, but that's just
because we all should be.
Because of you.
Dude,
because of you.
I'm honestly, and I tell him this, and he knows this. I give him way too much freedom, probably for his own good. Mm-hmm. I give him way too much freedom, and I let him screw with me a little bit. I said, but then he crosses the line because he got into this. He started wanting to try and slap box me. I said, dude, you got to stop kind of slapped me in the face like that. So then I started just taking his phone. It's like, okay, you lost your phone. And then I hide it in a place and I give him clue. Like after an hour or two, okay, I'll give you clues as to where it is. And I'll hide it and just,
like, where do you hide it?
Insanely like, I can't reveal that because he watches this occasionally.
I think you should tell. Well, give me an idea where you hide it. Come on.
It varies.
It's Monday.
It varies. Sometimes he's still got this irrational fear of the basement, even at age 13. So I've hid it in the basement, up on top of like in the ceiling, but like over
air duct or something?
Over some pipes, air ducts and stuff. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that's part of my fun as a dad. I get to hide shit from him when he's
that's good.
When he's a pain in the ass.
Sometimes they are.
Is more than occasionally.
All right. Well,
so good weekend
for your fantastic fathering.
It was a good it was a good parenting weekend.
It was.
Yeah. And you had a fun-filled couple of days?
Well, we Saturday we emptied things out of cupboards at Cindy's mom's house.
Okay.
So I wouldn't call that necessarily fun, but necessary.
Right. Did I feel like it gave it some closure? Was there some closure with that?
You never close. It never closes.
Right. Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Especially with moms. Yeah.
Yeah. Friday I did the senior expo day thing. So nice. that was fun. Yesterday I did little or nothing. That was nice. I did not have the amazing accompliments of all grandeur that you did over the weekend. So I'm going to let you just run with it today. That's amazing.
It's hard because I set the bar up here, and it's hard to get. See, you're going to go off the screen. If you try to reach my level, you go off the screen, and nobody sees you.
Anything I accomplished or noted over the weekend is paled in comparison to you hiding the phone in the air ducts. Wow.
Okay, well, sometimes you got to do that.
I know.
Tough love.
Spare
the rod, spoil the child, and whatnot.
I've always believed that.
Yeah, but since you can't hit your kids anymore, you got to hide shit from them.
If you knew what you were doing, you could do that. You just put the phone book on them first, and then hit the phone book.
Oh man, good times. All right, ready to do this?
Don't hit your kids. That's a joke.
I said you can't do that anymore.
Right,
unfortunately.
There you go. All right. Wow me with news.
Let's do this. All right. Skepticism surrounds the Environmental Protection Agency's plan to drastically cut auto emissions. The EPA announced new strict emissions limits back in April. The agency claims it could meet those limits if 67% of new vehicle sales are electric within the next decade. Auto industry analysts call that goal unrealistic. Now, I'm pro-electric vehicle. I think they're great. I can't wait till I can actually afford one, but that's the problem. They're not cost effective right now for most people. Also, the one issue with electric vehicles that's not really talked about that much is the weight of the batteries. They're all like well over 1,000, sometimes 2,000, close to 3,000 pounds on some of the utility vehicles, and that's going to lead to more road repairs. So you got some. They're going in the right direction. It's just going to take a little bit more time to where more and more people are either able or want to drive these things. At the end of the day, I think we're going in that direction, which I think ultimately is a positive. But also, I'm not a car guy, so I'm just all about what's the most fuel efficient,
right?
And what's the what because I mean a lot of people's kind of like. The reason they don't want to get electric vehicles is they like the sound. They like the engine sound. They like the smell of the gas. There's something that people who are car guys, people who aren't me, are really into, which just has never been something that I really cared that much about.
Right.
So,
and there's the whole feeling of cars and what there was and what and all other stuff. And nostalgia and power and all that kind of stuff. But then there's also the unnatural fear of something new.
Yeah, that's part of it.
I think 99% of the problem is just that. I'll tell you what.
Well, right now, I think the biggest issue is the cost. And once the costs come down, I think you're going to see more and more people purchasing.
And that's great. And I'll tell you what. I'll give you one example, and I'll scale it way, way back. We bought a 40-volt electric push mower for trimming around the house and everything. Why we ever had a gasoline-powered lawnmower is beyond me. That little push mower with the battery out, it's a Ryobi 40-volt push mower. It's incredible. It's as quiet as it gets. It's not filthy. It's not a pain in the ass to start. It's the greatest little lawn tool I've ever had.
Yeah.
So the evolution is going to happen. Get used to it. And you know what they're working on next? Electric planes.
That's interesting. Yeah.
They're coming. Yeah.
Well, we shall see when that becomes
it's happening.
The next thing. Hey, speaking of electric vehicles, Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk says that his upcoming fight, the MMA match with Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, will be streamed live on X, formerly known as Twitter. An actual fight date has not been set. According to Musk, all proceeds in the battle, the tech billionaire cage match, will be going to charity for veterans. So again, we don't have a definite date on this. Yeah, depending on what else is on that day, I would a couple of billionaires beating the hell out of each other. That's fun.
Don't care.
Good for them. You're doing it for charity.
Sucker stuff. Nope, not
what doing sucker? It. Look, what? Okay, why do you hate veterans?
I don't.
Why do you hate veterans and want them to continue to be poor?
I don't.
Because it's going to proceeds for veterans. So why do you hate veterans?
I don't. I never said that for a second.
Then you should watch it. Watch it unless you hate veterans.
I'll donate to veterans another way.
Why can't you do? Here's a simple way to do it.
I don't want to because it's dumb.
I don't want to. It's not. No, it's not.
It's dumb.
It would be dumb. It would be dumb if it were just them. Well, actually, I would watch them fight just for the hell of it.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see them fight in a hallway. I'd like to
that would be cool too.
That would be that. You know what? That's the kind of fight I want to watch. Not some stage bullshit.
That's the other thing. I want this to be legit. Although I think because Zuckerberg's been like Musk has just kind of started training, and I don't know that he's taken this that seriously. Zuckerberg's taking it seriously. Because I would love to find out what the betting line is on this. I gotta believe Zuckerberg is a favorite because he's been doing MMA.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Over a year.
I'm glad you brought that up because last night or the night before, the Tigers were talking about baseball and blah, blah, blah. And it's brought to you by whatever casino was
DraftKings or whatever
it was. I don't know. But you know what I don't think? I don't think that we need the broadcast of a baseball game to include odds on what you could have won if you bet $1,000.
Look.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what.
Go ahead.
There's room for advertising. And you know what? If you want to advertise your casino or your online game and all other kind of stuff, great. But when you start working it into the script of the announcers of the game, now I'm thinking you're pushing it a little too far.
Why is that? Explain.
If you would have bet $1,000, you would have won blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? That's going to tempt somebody who probably doesn't have $1,000.
That's on them.
Okay.
That's on them.
All right.
Personal responsibility.
Exercise. All right.
Exercise restraint. I mean, we've got alcohol. You've got alcohol commercials every 8 seconds. Everybody's opening up their own weed shops now.
I know.
Okay. All this stuff is everywhere. I think it was smart of all the professional sports leagues, baseball, basketball, and football, to get in and like, okay, open this thing up. Okay. You always gambling is everywhere. You've got lines on every game. You've got odds for every single sport. Make it legal and cash in on it. And good for these leagues for doing it. I got no issue morally or otherwise with gambling. Everybody's invested in Wall Street. We talked about Wall Street last week. People are invested in that. That's, again, this is up to each individual exercising their right to blow their money or win a bunch of money or lose their house and their kids' college fund. That's on you. That's not on the leagues. That's not on the gambling sites. That's on you.
Okay.
There you go. Finally, Muskegon County has a new millionaire. Speaking of money, the 67-year-old won $1.1 million on a Mega Money Match Fast Cash ticket. The man who chose to remain anonymous purchased the ticket at the Sherman Marathon and Muskegon. Very cool. So that's what you win a little. That's fine. I think that's great. I think that's better than even the Mega Millions. Just give me a cool million. He's gonna have fewer problems than the guy or the woman who ends up winning close to $1 billion.
There you go.
You can handle. Most of us can wrap our minds around $1 million. Throw a good chunk of it, live off $100,000 a year on the interest.
Yep.
Most of us would be okay with that.
I'd be all right with that.
Absolutely.
I would be
Sports,
just ducky.
No question. Sports, Tigers fall to Tampa Bay 10-6. Cubs win. But what? They don't score 20 or 16 runs? They beat Atlanta 6-4. That's sports.
All right. This is a good this will be a great couple of days for you. It's New Testament quotes.
Oh, hey,
Are you excited about that?
Oh, yeah, yes.
I arranged this just for you. I called Jeopardy and said, "Give me some better questions for Dave."
I could blow one or two of these, though. We'll see.
You never know. That's the fun of Jeopardy.
Did have a
200
religion,
today
so.
for the category.
Okay.
Chide those who don't believe in you by quoting Matthew 6. Oh, ye of this.
That would be little faith.
Look at you. Look at you. You have put yourself.
That was slow. That was slow pitch softball, and I'm number 69 rammer, just knocking it into the cheap seats.
Any particular reason you picked the number 69?
It's just it's a typical like what a slow pitch softball player would use, would wear, and he would have his nickname, which would be the rammer.
Sounds like perversion.
I think I stole. Actually, you know what? I think I stole that. I think I stole that from an old Jim Rome show from like the 90s or something. I don't know.
So now, not only are you making somewhat blue references, now you're stealing
blue.
Too.
No, I'm not stealing.
69 and rammer. That's not blue.
I didn't pass that off as my own. 69 and rammer. Okay, you're the one.
You're the pervert.
You're the one dragging us into the mud with your thoughts.
So what you're saying
what you're talking about.
69
so what you're
and
saying
rammer. See how that works?
Well, there you go. I see what you're doing.
On to tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Somebody's gaslighting. All right. See ya.
Happy Monday, Muskegon. Drier weather will return today, so let's take a look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Starting out with your weather headlines, we will have a mostly cloudy day with a lot of low-level clouds, but thankfully we'll turn drier today and not see as much rain that we saw yesterday, as most of it will stay to our south. However, humidity will stay a little bit elevated today, but throughout the week, it will vary from being low to even moderate at times, especially by Wednesday. Temperatures will be around 80 pretty much all week as well. So here's what the future radar will look like on Monday. You can see, like I said, all that rain shower activity will move off to our south, likely impacting Kalamazoo, Jackson, and Detroit. Meanwhile, here in Muskegon, we'll just stay mostly cloudy throughout the day. Temperature-wise today will be a lot warmer than we saw on Sunday, where highs were only in the 60s. So today will be well into the 70s, close to 80 degrees across the county. And today wouldn't be the best beach day because it will be so cloudy, and the winds will also start to pick up during the afternoon out of the north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour, so there will be a moderate swim risk in place likely across much of the beaches across West Michigan, with waves getting up to 4 feet. So for your Monday, expect a high of 79 with mostly cloudy skies. We'll see a lot of low-level clouds today, and like I said, it's not impossible that we could have a random shower throughout the day, but most of the rain will likely dodge us to our south, and it will be humid as well, with dew points in the lower 60s, so not that oppressive, but definitely noticeable. Overnight will cool down to 61 with partly cloudy skies developing. And then it looks like highs for the most part for the rest of the week will be in the low 80s, which is very seasonable for this time of year. Small rain chances will arrive on Wednesday night and also Friday going into Friday night. This weekend looks mostly dry as of now, besides a few isolated showers that could pop up, especially on Saturday and maybe even early Sunday. And that's your Monday forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon channel. And I'm Colton Woods Weather, and enjoy your day today.